Hey everyone, this is Sonic the Hedgehog, and today I'll be reading you all Walt Disney Sleeping Beauty Director's Cut, Walt Disney Lost Movie Creepypasta. This will actually be a really great ending for Season 2 of Sonic and Friends Read. Now, Lavinia did read the Sleeping Beauty tale last week, and after hearing the Shadow Lioness read this creepypasta, I thought, yeah, I could probably read this. I could read this as a way to end Season 2. So without further ado, everybody, let's get reading. June 24th, 2003, Summer Break. My name is Timothy, and I just finished my freshman year at Barry Goldwater High School, while my 8-year-old sister Rachel was done with 2nd grade. We were watching Ed, Edd, and Eddy on Cartoon Network when it cut to commercial break. Sometime after the Geico commercial called Warm-Blooded Employees, there was one saying Walt Disney's Sleeping Beauty is re-releasing for 7 weeks as a director's cut. Experience the film like never before. Screenings available in select cities. The strange thing about the commercial was that it was not narrated by Mark Elliott, the usual narrator for a commercial for Disney movies. Since Rachel loved Disney princesses, I went on the computer to go on the AMC Theaters website. I looked at AMC Deer Valley 30's Showtime list, and I scrolled down the Showtimes list for June 25th until I came across one saying Sleeping Beauty Director's Cut. 11:15 a.m. Later that night, I asked my dad if he could drop me and Rachel off to see Sleeping Beauty at AMC Deer Valley 30. And he said yes. Afterwards, we all went to bed. The next day, early that morning, our mom went to work while our dad took us to McDonald's for breakfast. When we got to the theater, our dad spoke to the box office manager. 1 adult and 1 child for Sleeping Beauty at 11:15 a.m. He handed us the tickets and a $50 bill saying, if you two get hungry, you two can eat at Rubio's. But if you two ever get bored, you can see another movie. Have fun. We thanked him. The ticket stubs stated that Sleeping Beauty is the auditorium number 16. Meanwhile, there was an usher who looked traumatized and shocked with fear, and he asked us, "Are you two seeing the director's cut of Sleeping Beauty?" We told him yes. Why? Then he said, "What you're about to see will haunt you for life." We went in, not believing him. But when we got in, the auditorium was empty, which is out of the ordinary for a popular Disney film, or any film playing in a large auditorium. We sat in the stadium seats, the AMC Coming Soon bumper from 2002 to 2009, started along with the previews for upcoming movies like Freaky Friday, Sinbad, Legends of the Seven Seas, Elf, Big Fish, School of Rock, and Brother Bear. Then the feature presentation logo came on, along with the film. The Walt Disney Picture logo came on, but near the end of the logo, we noticed that the tune was off-key. Then the opening credits came on, but the song Once Upon a Dream was completely absent, and instead of the trademark look of the opening titles that we fans have all come to know, the titles appeared in dull block-shaped letters. Then it cuts to a book, but the shot was just frozen on that book. I couldn't hear Marvin Miller, aka the narrator's voice. Then it cut to Aurora's christening, when Maleficent places a curse that when the sun sets on Princess Aurora's 16th birthday, she would prick her finger on the spindle of the spinning wheel and die. The scene then cuts to King Stefan ordering his guards to kill Maleficent, and I thought, that's not what he said in the original film. Then it cuts to the scene where Princess Aurora is in the forest singing, I Wonder. I thought, this was pretty late in the film. But the shocking thing was that there was no audio whatsoever. Only the sound of grainy footage can be heard, increasing the terrifying nature of the film. Then we jump to the scene where Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather tell Aurora that she's going to marry Prince Philip, that she would not see that man whom she met in the forest ever again. Then Aurora runs into her room to cry on her bed. But the terrifying thing was it didn't sound like cartoon crying. It sounded like as if Mary Costa, the voice of Aurora, was actually crying. Then it cut to Aurora, this time in a blue gown, and she was in her room at the castle. But she was still crying, as a breeze through a forest can be heard. Then it cuts to a black and white image of the forest. Then it cuts to a black and white image of the forest that resembles the Caliban National Forest in Williams, Arizona. But in the image, there was a girl who looked similar to Princess Aurora. She was staring at us in gloomy fashion. This almost made Rachel hide under the seats. The audio was lost again. The audio was once again lost, and the quality of the footage goes from mediocre to absolute crap. Then it cuts back to Aurora, who had pink eyes from crying, and she said, "What is the point of living?" The scary thing was her voice did not sound like Mary Costa. At all. She continued on. "I am betrothed to Prince Philip, but there was a man in the forest who loved me." She began to sob again, then said tearfully, "I need to end it all." Then I thought to myself, I don't remember Maleficent placing a suicide curse on her. Aurora walked towards the spinning wheel, and a voice says, "Do it." Then Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather find Aurora. Maleficent appears and said to them, "You poor simple fools! Think you could defeat me? Me, the mistress of all evil! Well, here's your precious princess." The three fairies looked in horror at Aurora's corpse as it lies on the floor. Then Maleficent sends a green substance that looks similar to a swarm of fireflies to eat away at the three fairies, and said to them, "As for you three, you shall die." When she said that line, it didn't sound like the voice of Eleanor Audley. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing her name incorrectly. Then the substance eats Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather like a swarm of piranhas eating 3 carrots, causing them to disappear into fairy dust. And this is where I will stop for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 of Sonic the Hedgehog reads Walt Disney Sleeping Beauty Director's Cut.